On the 10th of December 2008, 22-year-old Michelle Laird would entice 13-year-old Aleksandra Fergen Hewitt to the house of Rafal Lassota. An event would take place that would ultimately culminate in the death of Aleksandra. The specific details of the event are not confirmed to an indisputable level. However, the widely believed story is that once Aleksandra arrived at the house, she was invited up to Rafal's bedroom, where she would then suffer 37 knife wounds and 20 blunt force injuries at the hands of Rafal. This is a concrete fact. However, the part that is up for debate is the level of involvement Michelle had. Michelle says she was outside smoking and had no clue the murder was to take place. She does, however, confess to helping conceal the murder. Rafal claims he was too intoxicated to remember if Michelle was involved or not, and the justice system declares that Michelle planned the murder and aided Rafal in the cover-up. Another aspect of this case that is not in doubt is that Michelle was an accessory to murder after the fact. The pair's actions were eventually exposed as Rafal's sister, Monica Lassota, heard and caught a glimpse of the commotion and would then go on to call her mother. Rafal and Monica's mother would confront Rafal, and he would admit his crimes. She would then report the couple to the police. In response to the report, the police would investigate the Lassota house, by which time Rafal had fled the scene, but Michelle was still present. Along with Michelle, Aleksandra's body would be found in a garbage bag by the garden shed. Michelle was arrested and brought in for questioning as a result. Rafal was also apprehended soon after, only a few miles away from the house. He gave little resistance during his interrogation, admitted to the murder, and claimed that he couldn't remember if Michelle was present at the time, but did say that she helped with the cleanup. His excuse for his lack of memory was intoxication. This would be a key part of his defense going forwards. This is the footage of Michelle's early interrogation, before the police had uncovered a large amount of incriminating evidence, hence the soft tone of the questioning.
Now, how do you know Alex is dead?
Because when I was outside for the smoke with Monica and AJ came out, he had a drag, and then he went back in and he heard stuff upstairs. And he said, go in and check, so I ran inside and I go to check, and he's already standing in the doorway. And Rafal's got the door blocked and I can't get it open, like I can get it open just enough to see blood. And like he's yelling at me to close the door or whatever, and then Monica runs in. And Monica's trying to get the door open and she thinks Rafal is hurt because he's all covered in blood.
And how many people were up in the apartment with Rafal and Alex? Just the two of them?
Yeah, and he told me to go have a smoke with Monica. And he's so stupid. This stupid idiot asked me to marry him. I think I'm pregnant.
Okay. We're gonna get through this, okay? We're gonna get through this, you and I.
I'm scared.
I know you are. I know you are.
And apparently, like, they haven't found him or whatever.
The emotions that Michelle showcases throughout this segment clearly come in response to the trouble Rafal has managed to get himself in, and her worry for both their well-being rather than guilt or sadness for Aleksandra. Minimal amounts of remorse are shown for her actions, which is startling, as she has at the very least aided a murderer, and this would take a toll on even the coldest humans. The obvious emotion and care that she holds for Rafal is interesting, as the interview transcripts report that she insults and criticizes Rafal many times. This only reinforces the belief that lying with words is easy, lying with emotions is difficult. However, lying with both at the same time and ensuring that they both harmonize correctly is harder still.
And like, I got home after SWAT was there and I was standing on the street and watched them pull away, and I walked into my house and everything around me just hurt so much.
Did you kill that girl, Michelle?
No, I did not kill that girl.
The things that you may tell me, I'm worried about the things that you're going to tell me has happened after. Remember how we said I really don't know what you're going to tell me about what went on?
Yes.
You washing those clothes
is very, very bad.
The things that you may tell me in relation to that now, lead me to believe that you may have had more of involvement in it than you are
No, I
leading
love
on.
my boyfriend.
I know
Okay,
you
I
do.
wash the clothes.
I know you do.
And the bathroom door was closed while he did all the work.
Okay. What I'm going to let you know, Michelle, is I'm going to have to caution you in relation to accessory after the fact to murder. Okay? Do you understand what that means?
Yes, but we still all agreed that we knew that the cops were being called.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way you can escape it.
No.
But you want to say bye.
Do you know
You
what
want to be able to say goodbye.
Okay. Do you know what being an accessory is? Even though you're telling me that you haven't killed this young lady yourself, you were helping.
I don't know what's an accessory.
It means you kind of assisted after.
What the hell do I do?
Well, what I think we'll do, if you want to, you have the opportunity to speak to a lawyer, Michelle, if you want, just about your situation.
I just want to say, but I had to try to protect him,
I know you did.
and it only lasted a couple of hours. There's no getting away with it, we knew that. I didn't know what to do.
Raf put you in a terrible spot. He put you in a terrible spot.
But this is not, I swear to God, it's not him. I swear to God. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know why. And nobody knows why. His sister's shocked. His mom's shocked. It's not him. He's such a quiet, nice guy, you know? Like, I had to, wash the, I didn't know. I knew he'd done something really, really, really bad. I was just trying to help him out, which is so fucked. I know I'm screwed. I don't know what's gonna happen to me, but I know I'm screwed. You can say all the compassionate, caring stuff you want, but and it's so small, it's so insignificant, washing clothes.
Michelle has identified that she is unlikely to escape without any repercussions for her actions on the 10th. Therefore, she has taken the wise decision to admit to the crime which carries the least punishment. She also attempts to minimize her actions throughout. This can be seen in the phrase, "I only washed his clothes," and others of this ilk. Wording sentences in this manner helps to garner sympathy from a viewer, and even the detective. Michelle has likely had the ability to garner sympathy from strangers for most of her life, however. In the next few moments, her tears will not be enough to override the new evidence found and save her from the consequences of her actions. The evidence mentioned heavily suggests that Michelle participated in the murder, with the most significant findings being witnesses attesting to Michelle's urge for blood and her tendency to consume it, witnesses attesting to her graphic comments surrounding Aleksandra, and finally a handwritten story wrote by Michelle's hand. This story was written before the crime had taken place, and the resemblance to the crime itself was uncanny. The police would argue that the only person who could plan the crime to that level of detail would be Michelle. As a result, the level of jeopardy was raised and the interrogation took a more confrontational tone.
Okay. We have conducted a number of witness statements in relation to what's happened to poor Alex. Okay? Those statements include Monica, Raf, Gary. Okay? I've just talked to the officer in charge of the case, and he's told me to charge you with first-degree murder.
What?
Okay?
What?
Okay?
What the?
Now, on my watch, Michelle, it's 12:38 on the 11th, okay? I am bound now because of the information that has been learned, okay? Just listen to me, okay? Listen. Don't say anything to me right now, okay? Just hold tight. Listen to what I have to say. Your charges have now been upgraded from accessory after the fact to murder to first-degree murder, contrary to Section 235 of the Criminal Code of Canada, okay? Your jeopardy, which means your criminal involvement, has now changed and it's gotten higher. I'm going to be required to put you in touch with a lawyer again, okay? Do you understand that? Just listen to me, okay? Just listen to me. Listen to me. We're going to make it through this, okay?
No, I'm not.
Just listen to me, Michelle, okay? So,
I'm not.
At this moment, you are now being arrested for first-degree murder in the death.
In this moment, Michelle enters a brief episode of stillness where she refuses to answer questions and stares blankly at the detective. This could be due to shock, however, episodes of shock which create this severe of a reaction normally last far longer than Michelle's. Faking a reaction of this nature is extremely hard to do for an extended period of time. However, if it is managed, it can be extremely effective. This can be seen in the interrogation of Stephen McDaniel.
All right, brother. All right. I just got to ask you a few more questions.
Okay.
You came down earlier tonight, me and you talked, all right. You don't have any weapons on you, do you?
No.
That's just you are. What's wrong? You know I'm Detective Patterson, right?
Yes.
Do you remember, put your hands up here, you remember us talking
Yes.
earlier tonight, right?
Yes.
You remember me earlier in the day?
Yes.
When we came down here and talked a little bit and then we left?
Yes.
Stephen McDaniel upholds this dissociated demeanor throughout his whole interrogation, spanning for just over 2 hours. It allows him to take control and force his interrogator to feel uneasy. This ensures the detectives gain little to no evidence from his initial questioning.
Okay. I need to know about this girl right here. You know her?
Yes.
Who is that?
Lauren Giddings.
Does she live next door to you?
Yes.
When's the last time you seen her?
2 or 3 weeks.
As you can see, the detective attempts to confront Stephen via his body posture and eye contact. However, Stephen's zombie-like reaction in return unnerves the detective to a point where he backs away and resets. This gives Stephen the upper hand mentally and raises his self-esteem.
Weeks ago.
Okay. Was you friends with Lauren?
Yes.
Look at me when you talk to me, son. Okay? Was you friends with her?
Yes.
Close friends?
We were good.
I mean, y'all were friends, right? Both of
Yes.
y'all are law students. You're studying to be an attorney, right?
Yes.
What kind of law do you want to go into? Criminal law?
Yes.
Civil? Is that what you want to do for a living?
Yes.
Okay. Are you almost finished?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have too much more to do, right?
No.
All right. Are you going to stay here in Macon?
I don't know.
Did you used to work at the district attorney's office in Macon?
Yes.
Was you on the prosecutor side or the defense side?
Prosecutor.
So you were on our side.
Yes.
Right. You never worked on the other side?
No.
Did you like it when you were down there?
Yes.
Got along with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. And you've lived next to Lauren for a long time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where she's at tonight?
No.
Hmm?
No.
Have you ever seen her with that dress on?
No.
You have no idea where she's at?
No.
Okay.
The detective in Michelle's case does not allow her the opportunity to dictate the pace of the interrogation, and instead presses on with his line of questioning.
Of young Alex, okay? It is my duty to inform you, Michelle, that you have the right to retain and instruct counsel without delay. These are the same rights under the Charters of Rights and Freedoms that I read to you a number of hours ago, in a totally different situation than we are right now. Do you understand that? Do you understand that you can speak to a lawyer right now without delay? Michelle? Michelle? answer the question for me, okay?
Yeah.
Only if you understand they're the same rights that I've read to you, but in relation to a different charge. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you understand that? Or are you just saying yes? I'm prepared to take as long as I need to, and as long as you need to understand for us to come to grips with what's happening, because there's no sense in us not moving forward until we understand where we're going.
I'm going to jail.
You are in fact going to jail. At this point, at least, not necessarily jail, but you're going to go in front of a judge later on this afternoon. But now we'll be under the charge of first-degree murder.
As possible.
Can I finish this first, and then we can talk about it?
I want to talk
Michelle.
to a lawyer. This is unbelievable.
You're absolutely willing. I just didn't bring the phone in with me. I would insist that you speak to a lawyer.
An important detail to note is that this crime took place in Canada. This means that obviously suspects are entitled to legal counsel. However, they are not allowed to have their lawyers present in the room when being questioned. Canadian interrogations can be so interesting to examine because of this detail, with the most notable examples being that of Alec Manassian, Colonel Russell Williams, and Andrew Watson.
This is nuts. This is nuts. This is nuts. What did you do?
Michelle, can I finish this and so I can get you the phone? Michelle, as I said before, you have the right to counsel without delay. You have the right to telephone any lawyer you wish. Do you understand that? You also have the right to free legal advice from a legal aid lawyer, which is the person that you've spoken to, duty counsel actually, who you spoke to already this morning. Do you recall that conversation? Pardon me?
Yes.
Okay. If you are charged with an offense, you may also apply to the Ontario Legal Aid Plan for Assistance, which is...
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It does matter, Michelle. It matters to me. And it should matter to you. It should matter to you.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh,
You don't need to remember this number. I'm going to dial it for you. 1-800-265-0451 is a toll-free number that will put you in contact with a legal aid duty counsel lawyer for free legal advice right now. Do you understand all of the points that I've just read to you?
Yes.
Are you 100% sure you understand them? Would you like me to repeat them for you?
No.
Michelle?
I don't want to hear anything. I can't believe this. What did he do to my life?
Do you?
What did he do?
I have to ask you, do you wish to call a lawyer now? Can I call one on your behalf, Michelle?
Yeah, I need to do something. I'm gonna go crazy. This is insane.
Michelle, you don't have a lawyer that you've dealt with in the past that you know that you'd like to speak to?
Cozy and Avertis. I don't know if they do it free though.
That name was what? Cozy and Novartis? You didn't mention that earlier when I asked you if you had any lawyer that
They're
you
my
dealt with.
mom's.
They're your mom's lawyers? Okay, what I'll do is I'll go look through the book and see if I can find names that match that, okay?
C-O-Z-Z-I and Havardis. I don't know how to spell.
Okay.
No, I don't know. You can't leave me. Please don't leave me.
Well, I have to dial the phone for you, and I have to bring the phone back in.
Oh my God, this is wrong.
I have to read you one more thing, Michelle. It says that you are being charged and are charged with the offense of first-degree murder, contrary to the Criminal Code of Canada. Do you wish to say anything in answer to the charge? You are not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but whatever you say may be given as evidence. Do you understand that caution?
Yes.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm innocent.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can find this name, Cozy and Havardis. Havardis. And I'll look through the book.
Vincent Havardis.
Vincent Havardis?
And Peter Cozy.
Peter Cozy. Okay. I'll be right
And
back.
I want to talk to someone now. I cannot talk to somebody. I can't believe this is happening.
Okay. Let me go see if I can find this name.
Please let me see somebody, please.
Okay. Just a second, okay, Michelle?
While the detective is outside the room calling Michelle's lawyers, Rafal can be heard expressing his love. This sparks an emotional outburst from Michelle. Keep in mind she has previously tried to distance herself from him earlier in the interview.
Baby! Baby, I love you! Baby!
Michelle, that's not doing anything to help anybody out, you yelling through the wall. Do you understand? Do you understand? I've now tried to get Mr. Cozy, but I've had to hang up on the line because I've had to come in here and talk to you about yelling. Do you think that's getting anybody anywhere?
Do you realize that I'm going to fail?
I don't know what's going to happen. You are going to be sitting in front of a justice of the peace this afternoon. Okay? After that, I do not know what is going to happen to you.
Do you realize that my chances are very slim, sir?
Does that have anything to do with you yelling through the walls?
This is my last chance to say that I love him.
And have you done that? Let's not yell anymore, Michelle. It's not doing anybody any good, okay? This isn't going away. It's not. And I don't want to think that the past several hours have been wasted time. But when I get a phone call and I get told that we've taken this statement, this statement, this statement, and this statement, you need to go in there and arrest her for first-degree murder because she's lied to you. And there's more. That disappoints me. It makes me look bad. It makes us look different. Because what I'm basing up what you tell me on is your recollection. And I'm hoping you didn't provide me a self-serving statement.
I told you the truth.
You told me the truth, but you lied by omission. Do you know what that means? You didn't lie to me about what you told me, but you didn't tell me at all. You didn't. I know you didn't. You know you didn't.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong. I know there's more. I know there is. And what it's going to come down to is the people that are lining up to give statements because this poor 13-year-old young lady was so savagely killed.
As previously mentioned, the guilt of Rafal was not in question. All the evidence pointed to him, and the police managed to obtain a full confession. This meant that Justice David Corbett sentenced Rafal Lassota to life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years. Controversially, despite Rafal testifying to Michelle helping to clean up the murder, the heavily incriminating witness statements, the shorthand written story, and Michelle admitting multiple times to being an accessory to murder after the fact, not only was Michelle found not guilty of murder, but she actually faced 0 charges. The verdict came after more than 2 full days of deliberations, and the result sparked much controversy inside and outside of the courtroom. In response to the not guilty verdicts, Michelle said, "I always thought that I would be acquitted, so to hear it was excellent. It was phenomenal.